Okay, join my manager Luke Garrard before we make the long trip up to York City tomorrow. Luke, we'll quickly reflect on Saturday. You said at the time it was frustrating that you felt you should have won it. Have you watched it back and do you share the same thoughts as you did then?
Yeah, listen, close to double figures on corners, good first contacts on the corners, cut the chances from balls into the box, and I felt that probably we could have done a lot better. They didn't register a shot in the first half, and then as much as they got the worldie, I don't think they caused us many more problems. And the frustration is we had a lot of entries again into the final third and we haven't been able to capitalise. And it's frustrating because you take a 2-goal lead against Woking, you take the lead against Solihull, you take the lead against Halifax, and you're only registering 3 points out of the 9. And to have such a good run prior with 3 wins on the bounce, even to record just a win, would have put us back into the playoffs. So yeah, huge frustration, but can't rest on that. We've got to prepare now and go to work for York on Tuesday evening.
Yeah. Did the players share the same views? Did they come in here? Was it a bit down, and they felt they could have got more as well?
Yeah, they was upset. The dressing room was a little bit low. There was good older heads. Jamal and Mark Ricketts were quality in terms of lifting the group, telling them that obviously we're still remaining unbeaten. There's a lot of positives. So the group's good like that. I have to say the togetherness in the group is fantastic, but I want them to be frustrated. I want them to be angry that we're not putting teams to the sword. We've addressed some issues or some bits that we feel we can improve on with certain units today. We've obviously debriefed York, and hopefully we can go and cause mayhem tomorrow night against York.
Yeah, we'll just quickly touch on some more positives from Saturday. Obviously saw Lee return, score a good goal, and also Dion Kelly-Evans, not although he wasn't in the squad, we saw him out on the field training. How good is it to have them back?
Ilili's been very good. It's just a shame we can't marry up his games at the minute. He's obviously, I think it's 10 goals in 18 starts, which is an unbelievable return. We know what he possesses. The goal itself was fantastic. Took 5 to 10 yards out of start and the finish was brilliant. Dion Kelly-Evans has been a long road for him. It's nice to have him back in the building. He's a positive influence. To have him in training, he lifts the standard in training. He's a winner. And it's closer to him nearing a return. Whether that's with another club for a minimum time or to fight his way back into our squad. But yeah, it's nice to have him back in the fold. Mark Ricketts back available. You look at the squad in terms of the bench on Saturday, very strong. So we're in a good position. Obviously, we're not foolish. There's a few away from a couple of cards to get suspension and injuries awaiting any dressing room, let alone ours. So we've got a good amount of bodies to utilise currently, and hopefully, fingers crossed, that remains to the run into the end of the season.
Yeah, so looking ahead to York, obviously a long old Tuesday night trip. Not in the best form at the moment, currently sitting in 18th, but you've mentioned many times there's no easy games. Are you going up there, and what are you expecting?
Well, they go and beat Southend a week ago in the trophy, 2-0. So yeah, listen, they've lost to Solihull late on with a Beck header, and they lost to Willstone on Saturday, and they've made some changes to the team. Shakai Ford didn't play. John Lewis didn't play up top for York on Saturday against Willstone. They're 2 influential players in the way they play. They've adopted a back 3 recently. They brought in Mark Ellis on loan from Barrow. They've got some good personnel. Got some real good personnel. He's doing a fantastic job under John Askey, and obviously he gets the boot. Right or wrong, that's an opinion I won't pass, but they have got some real key personnel in their group that can cause you problems, and we need to guard against that. They have a certain way of playing. They're aggressive. They counter-press superbly. They get right after you. They support all over the park. They get good deliveries into the box, and we need to guard against that. They've got a long throwing Mark Ellis. They've got the threat aerially across the board, let alone just 3 or 4. There's 6 to 8 of them that are physically strong, and they're powerful when balls are going into the box. No easy game. Obviously, I've been to York previously, not the new ground, looking forward to that. We need to go there and get 3 points on the board. It's that simple now. Like I said in my programme notes, this weekend or the double programme, there's 5 or 6 of us playing for that 6th and 7th spot. And we need to ensure we get our own house in order. And if we do that, we'll hopefully be in them 2 spots come the end of the season.
Yeah, it's been something between us is that we're unbeaten in 2023. Obviously, 3 draws on the bounce. Are you conscious of how form can almost shift from being really positive to suddenly 3 games where you felt you were in a leading position, could have won it? How form can change, and how important is it to try and put that back on track?
So the form is still there. To not lose a game in 2023, I think, is still pretty impressive. But like Newcastle are finding, they've only lost one game in the Prem, I believe, and I think they've got 11 draws. Draws kill you no matter what. In a relegation fight or a promotion fight, draws kill you, and we've drawn way too many games. I believe we got the second best defensive record in the division. I've done the stats over the weekend of where our defensive record has sat in the 7 years that I've been the manager, where our offensive stats have sat in the 7 years I've been the manager, where we average a position in the league. We need to score more goals. It's that simple. To go 1-0 up in Solihull and 1-0 up against Halifax, and to have opportunities across the board, and that's not just isolating the forwards, centre-halves going in and attacking with intent. We need to go and get the second and third. And that's what we'll be tasking the group tomorrow. When we take the lead, can we have a little bit more killer to go and double that, to give you that buffer? I said to you, having a deficit of 2 goals in any division is massive, especially in the National League. It gives you that buffer. They were always in a game on Saturday, as was Solihull on Tuesday, because it's a 1-0 lead. And it's a set piece, it's an Weldy. You look at the 2 last goals we've conceded, both Jamie Osborne and Ali for Halifax, scored absolute Weldies, a pair of them. I haven't seen a team open us up. 2 rebounds and second phases against Woking, which was frustrating. Prior to that, 3 clean sheets. The 2 Weldies, you have to stand back and say 2 good goals. The 2 against Woking, I think we could have been better. But we're still in good form. There's a good confidence around the club. We just need to make sure that we're going back up with a win on Tuesday evening. We've got York, then Scunthorpe. 2 big games. If we can get back-to-back wins, we'll be right back in the mix for the playoffs.